COPE will this morning address the media and the public on the upcoming local government elections. The party will also give its position on the Constitutional Court ruling on the elections and latest developments regarding a new timetable for the IEC. Let's take you there live.
COPE have said that I must put his apology for not being here. But Ndate Madisha, the Deputy President of COPE, represents the Congress of the People. I will ask Ndate Madisha to present the statement from the Congress of the People. If there is any questions after the statement, we are willing and we are ready to answer any question that will come. Ndate Mzwandile Hleko, as the head of elections, are also standing ready to help Ndate Madisha, the Deputy President. Over to you, Deputy President.
Thank you very much. COPE embodies the principles of the Freedom Charter, believing that the people shall govern. COPE is a strong defender of the Constitution of the Republic of South Africa, believing that the fundamental human rights enshrined in the Bill of Rights should be protected at all costs. COPE also protects and defends the rule of law that ensures that all South Africans should abide by, irrespective of what position they hold in society. South Africa's constitutional democracy is under threat, and COPE is here to ensure that we, together with the people of South Africa, fight to strengthen and defend democratic dispensation that we all should be enjoying. In these local government elections, COPE's vision is to install my dignity, that is the installation of the dignity of all the people of our country. The state of South Africa's local government has ceased to function. Just 5 days ago, a 6-year-old a child fell in a man-made hole running with raw sewage in yet another village, and that particular child still has got to be found. That's a major problem that we are faced with as the people of our country. As COPE, we say that the eradication of pit toilets will be one of our priorities. This must be mentioned. COPE is very angry at how the Ramaphosa regime continues to mock the intelligence of South Africans. The same Ramaphosa who has always blamed the Jacob Zuma wasted 9 years on the state of the country, yet he endorses the prison release of Jacob Zuma on, we want to emphasize, questionable medical parole. Hundreds of prisoners with terminal illnesses have died in South African prisons, yet they were denied medical parole. We cannot have an animal farm type of democracy in South Africa. We are all equal before the law on the constitutional principle of an open society based on free and fairness, without fear or favor or prejudice. Under Ramaphosa, South Africans have witnessed rampant corruption, billions meant for COVID relief stolen without consequences, and the Ramaphosa government know how these thieves are. Let us not forget the PPE corruption, which to date is still not addressed, and the protesters, or rather the perpetrators, freely walk our streets instead of getting prosecuted and convicted. Again, Ramaphosa's government knows who those thieves are. Under Ramaphosa, South Africa was recently engulfed with insurrection agitated by people that Ramaphosa's government know, because the entire country witnessed the instigators on stage at Nkandla, threatening unrest if Zuma is arrested for contempt of the Constitutional Court. Why are they not arrested and facing the full might of the law? South Africa's local government are facing dysfunctional municipalities led by people who have no idea what they are doing. Nepotism, cronyism, sex for job, and favoritism, and even stealing monies meant for municipalities are responsible for lack of service delivery. Now, the latest developments regarding the new IEC timetable. We want to say that to add salt to injury of the South African people, COPE expresses its extreme sense of disappointment and concern with the developments at the IEC. The so-called new election timetable that the IEC presented to the PLC last meeting, rather in the last Monday meeting, had already circulated as early as the previous Saturday on social media platforms. By this, we want to say that the ANC people and the whole nation already knew what was happening, meaning the ANC was busy circulating this because of their control on the IEC. Now, COPE believes that the reason the timetable was presented to the political parties was merely to rubber stamp and give more privilege to a political party. An animal farm is rife in South Africa. Even the IEC practices it. COPE is also aware of electronic flyers encouraging people to vote ANC on the 1st of November 2021. That is why we again say that the IEC is treating the ANC with special privilege by arming them with information that other political parties are not afforded. COPE also disagrees with the IEC reopening candidate registration after the closing date of the 23rd of August 2021. Again, this is showing special treatment to the ANC by the IEC. This is unacceptable and creates serious suspicion on the IEC. It puts the credibility of the IEC in question. More and more South Africans are starting to doubt the independence of the IEC. It is actually not independent altogether. It is owned by the ANC itself. COPE supports, in principle, the political parties that intend challenging the reopening of the candidate list at the electoral court. However, COPE's focus is on the local government elections because we want the elections to proceed urgently. Now, our preparedness for the local government elections at COPE. COPE councillors are ready to hit the ground running in serving the people of South Africa in their respective municipalities. COPE believes that these 2021 local government elections are very important because COPE intends on installing the dignity of South Africans in their respective municipalities. South Africans from all walks of life have an opportunity to vote for a COPE candidate to represent them at a municipality that responds to the dignity and needs in their communities. The vision for a better life for all, we repeat, a better life for all, has not included the people of South Africa, but those who are politically connected to the governing party, leaving South Africans' dignity violated. We want to correct that. Many residential areas in our towns, in our cities, the villages have ceased to be functional and becoming more squalid every day. Therefore, COPE is prepared to improve the living conditions of the people of South Africa, particularly ensuring that housing for the poor who have been waiting for decades but lied to be delivered under COPE Council period. COPE is also prepared to hit the ground running with delivery of basic services in areas where these basic services have ceased to work. To restore the infrastructure, we will restore water and sanitation systems, we'll restore a working local government, clean our municipality of thievery and tenders for friends, lovers, children, and wives of the municipal officials. Furthermore, COPE will ensure that quality services and quality service delivery is there, permeates the areas where the poor have never had these services rendered to them. We will build infrastructures that will bring dignity to the poor people in our country. We will ensure that the bucket system is eradicated where it exists. We will ensure that drainage systems work properly. COPE will partner with private sector to intake unemployed youth for skills development and prepare them for the workforce. Build day care centers for parents who are still seeking for work or to work. We'll bring drug rehabilitation centers for kids hooked on drugs. We'll be able to deal with that. We'll ensure that there is free Wi-Fi in every municipality to ensure that the young people do access the internet for job seeking, virtual job interviews, and those who are digital video creators be able to upload their videos to their channel. COPE's main aim is to ensure that every household in South Africa has food on the table, and it starts at local government level. The health of residents in such areas there is being negatively affected. To add to the people's woes, the economy is damaged, and nearly 70% of our nation's youth remain unemployed. I'm saying 70% here referring to the youth, and the elderly people is actually beyond 50% in our country. COPE stands with the LGBTQIA+ community and all marginalized communities. We will ensure that they feel safe and supported wherever they may be living in South Africa. COPE shall eradicate nepotism, cronyism, patronage, and any form of unfair advantage and favoritism where they exist at municipalities. All of COPE councillors have been trained to understand and implement the Public Finance Management Act, PFMA, and where it is violated, they blow the whistle without fear of favor or prejudice. We have successfully registered our candidates and paid the prescribed deposit to the IEC. And we must mention that we have submitted our candidate lists hours before the deadline. Hours before the deadline. We have done so hours before the deadline. We can also announce that we are contesting the local government elections in all 9 provinces. Although, of course, there are a few wards where we won't be going to. But all the 9 provinces, COPE shall be there. Most of our candidates are women and youth. we respect the people of South Africa. The youth, the women, we said they must be respected, and COPE is looking into that. Our selection criteria were very strict. We said we want honesty. We said we want credibility. We said we want qualification. But those are non-negotiables. COPE does not want arrogant and self-serving councillors. We want councillors interested in being servants of the people. We want to be servants of the people. COPE wants to install the dignity of the people of our country. COPE also will strive for better run councils, jobs, accountability, transparency, the rule of law, promotion and development of entrepreneurs, and quality service delivery. Together, we believe that we can do something to install the people's dignity. COPE is convinced that democracy is defined as a government of the people, by the people, for the people, with the people. The Freedom Charter envisaged a time when the people shall govern. COPE undertakes to ensure that this key objective is realized. The local government elections that are coming will offer us an opportunity to make things better for all the people of our country, for the community and all South Africans. COPE will continue to uphold the Constitution and the rule of law with full commitment. We will not stray from the Constitution as the supreme law of the country. We interpret the Constitution to be in favor of the people and in support of accountability and transparency. Voting for COPE will install your dignity and empower you more than any other political party in South Africa. Those who steal, defraud, racketeer, and break the law are not of us, and we are not of them. Your voice will be strong and valid for the full duration of the 5 years that COPE Council is in existence. It is the responsibility of all of us to take hands and install our dignity. The local government elections manifesto launch. COPE will launch its manifesto on the 25th of September here in Gauteng, strictly under the COVID-19 regulations. We shall follow that. We will also have provincial manifesto launches, as will be determined by the provinces themselves. Finally, COPE calls on all the people of South Africa to to vote for COPE in this coming local government elections by giving us a chance to install their dignity. Please vote for COPE. Vote for COPE, and we shall install your dignity, dear South Africans. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Deputy President Madisha.